looking at how to project and analyze wall surveys on KTF. Here's an example of a wall which happened to be curved. There's a center line of it here, and then there are 3D polylines surveyed. In this sample, sort of man-made sample, there's a bottom of the wall and top of the wall which has been surveyed, and then there's in the middle polyline which kind of shows some defects or some points of interest on that wall, and we need to show this in more and analyze this in more sort of a structured way. First thing is that we need to show where these surveyed points are in relation to the chainage of this center line. So start off with KTF, just marking the center line chainages. That's a standard KTF function, and they are marked over there. It's a 2D polyline. It could be a bit more complex than that, but just to show, annotate where how the chainages go and so on. So the first function we'll first project those points onto the face and look at in a plan view, so to speak. You can think of this like a scroll. We'll open it up on a flat face, and then we look at the sections. So the projection first. That would be in KTF, land survey, and project building face observations. So this function accepts curved building faces as well. So this is kind of building face, it's a wall. We select the center line, and then we select the 3D polylines. Just window select everything, and 36 locations accepted, so it filtered out anything which is not 3D, and for now I say no to that, and for now I say yes to that. We create a file, call it projected points. There we go. And we don't draw elevation here because we're going to draw it on the other drawing. I created an empty drawing here called wall face, and just draw it here straight away. Input general coordinate file, which are the projected points, txt. So these coordinates, I'll explain to them what they mean once they've been drawn. Again, this is standard KTF function. I don't explain this too much. We just select a file with coordinates and draw it, and here it is. So here, top, at the top of the wall, at the bottom, it's the bottom of the wall. And here's some points in the middle. This could be drawn as polylines, but I left them as points. Now, what are the coordinates? Let's take one random point here. This one here. Zoom in closer. What is it? So it is its coordinates. We see here x is 23.018, y is 10.5, and z is 0.034. So x in this drawing is the chainage along the center line. Y is the actual AOD elevation, and the z in this drawing means how far off is it from the center line. This seems to be very close to it, 3 centimeters away, and it's before it. So going through the center line, it's on the right hand side. It's before it, and this is behind it. So this chainage, which is the x coordinate, is 23.018, and this is 14766. Looking back on here, we'll look at these. We happen to know this was second and third point on these, looking at the wall again. So this is second and third point. Let's look at this point first. Looking with the KTF function in design, horizontal and the alignment and related points. So we select the center line. There's no vertical geometry, and select this point here. It shows the chainage being what it should be, and offset is the coordinate in there. So that is what this is. Then you can, draw this sort of grid or whatever if you need to. But this is the nice information. And further, if you think about it, if you have lots of points here, you can also generate a heat map showing this area. It's sort of caved in or something like that, many millimeters or centimeters, whatever. Right, so that was the projecting onto a flat face kind of a thing. And next thing, we look at the sections. Actually, I just thought about it. Before showing the section drawings, this is quite handy utility function. When you have this data here, you might want to see sort of at a quick glance which points are on sort of behind the polyline, which are in front of it, so to speak. So we go to here in KTF 3D utilities and entity color by Z value. Remember, minus negative values in this drawing means they are left hand side of the center line, positive they are right hand side. So here I generated quickly already elevation where it's on different layers and colors there. So just go for it. So window, select these ones, and then you see which ones are on which side. So handy little thing. Now to sections. We want the end result of the section to look something like this. There's one section drawing with the bottom, middle and the top polylines following the chainages of this center line. We need to generate 3 separate section files and then superimpose them onto each other. Go to KTF, sections, create sections from drawing entities and levels along a 2D polyline. Select the center line as always to get the proper chainages, and then write the long section. The other things are, this function does lots of things, but at the moment just write the long section. Make sure these maximum right and left distances are fine. Again, filtering out something which is too far away. And we select a first polyline here. So 14 points accepted, okay, fair enough, go for it. And we get first section file, let's call it wall bottom. Then we run the same function again. Center line, select the center polyline, and we call this wall center. And the third one. call it the wall top. Right, now we have 3 section files which have same chainage references, and we need to draw it. Let's draw it in here in the section drawing, which is empty. Just to keep things tidy, you can draw them on whatever drawing you want to. Righty-ho, let's draw the sections. We're going to draw the first section and then superimpose the other 2 on top. So drawing section, I select the bottom one to draw first. Now here I have generated already a section based on a type L, so which looks like this. There's the one box with 1 line at first, and then 1 box with 3 lines. So first it just chainages, and next box I change the values to wall top, wall center, wall bottom. Okay, and let's call this section the wall, and make sure it starts at chainage 0 to give a little bit space at the beginning. Draw it, and there we go. This is the section, and now superimposing those other sections there. Go to KTF, sections, superimpose section. We select the center line first, and here section box setup, we put the data and mark the levels on box 2, line 2. So that's that line, and then finally the top one, and making sure it goes on to line 1. And there it is. You can obviously standard KTF things what to do with these descenders. You can not draw them or draw them and so on. Hopefully this was helpful if you do any wall projection things with KeyTERRA-FIRMA.